His opponent in the upper right, in the red, playing some incredible TVPs to get this far. Does he have another in him? He is, for Team GP, Ryung.
That is the question. It's tough. He is really battling hard. He wants this. You can tell he wants it. But you can also tell that herO's wanted it. They have both been practicing quite a bit, playing a lot of tournaments, a lot of games in the few weeks leading up to it. We've kind of alluded to it a little bit on our own streams, I know. Feels like herO has been playing a weird style for a while, but he has finally figured it out. He has finally unlocked what makes things tick, what he needed to be able to make his style work. Feels like something has clicked in the last couple months.
Yeah, pretty much 2 months to the day since, well, since, what's the number? Since December 1st, he won 5 EPT Open Cups. He got second in 3 more, fully 35%. The difference between him qualifying and not, 35% of his EPT Cups, they come from those Open Cup victories that he got in the last 2 months of eligibility. Without that switch turning on, he is not here today. He is not 1 step away from qualifying, or I guess 2 steps away from qualifying. It is crazy to see how things have just turned around for the Smiling Assassin.
Yeah, he's been coming up with his own play style forever. That's been his modus operandi. He's always been an innovator, always been experimental, always been a bit of a mad scientist. And it's so cool to see that come to fruition and to see him just really popping off with that. And he's peaking at just the most perfect time. Now, I want to point something out already in this early game. So, Creator, with his start, he did not check up the ramp to see what the first unit was in the matches. He waited for a unit to come down the ramp, but Ryung just hit it. Whereas herO, he forced the issue, went up the ramp enough to see the Marine, or at least force it to fire, and pulled it back, still kept it alive, but gets that little bit of extra information. So just a very small but notable difference in terms of how actively these two Protoss players play.
Absolutely, and I love what we see coming in from herO as well. Not only did he get the scout, but this is the first truly modern PvT that we've really seen. We saw a lot of stuff that has been meta for a while, but Zest has started pushing this style once again. It was a thing a while ago, but we haven't seen it, where you go single Oracle into quick blink, and it just covers all your bases. You have map pressure, you have potential economic damage, you know where things are, as we will see the Oracle take some damage, but you also have the quick Twilight, so you're able to harass, you're able to delay these pushes. I believe last week you said it looked unbeatable, and I'm not going to say it's that far. It's not Imba, but it is probably the strongest way to play PvT right now. And at the very least, regardless of who wins this series, this gives us a really good idea of the quality of preparation that herO has put in for IEM.
Yeah, and it is worth noting that Zest and herO are teammates, both on that Dragon Phoenix Gaming, that very strong squad. The one that won the World's Team League this year with a dominating performance. It is so rare to have a team of legitimate 5 champions, and that is what Dragon Phoenix Gaming is. Zest, herO, Dark, Rogue, and Cure. Just an insane combination. Now, I want to talk about the merits of this build and why this build is so good. So, normally, when you go for a quick Oracle, quick Stargate play, usually players up to this point would go double Gateway behind it. It's safe, but your tech is not that far developed. Now, what Zest, and now we're seeing herO, has done recently is go for that very quick Twilight Council off of just 1 unit, and with the right Chrono Boost allocation and being right on point with your upgrades, you have the time to get out Blink and Charge in time for a 7-minute timing push
Oracle?
that would be coming down in this matchup. Oh, that's a big pickoff.
Hey, look at this though. Wait. Sorry, Steadfast. Look at what's happening here. The bait coming in from herO, but Ryung avoiding it somehow. I don't know what he saw, but certainly he sees it. Oh, never mind. No, he does not. This army is in such a trouble now. He's got to run back to the bunker, and this stalker force from herO is so powerful at the front now with, what, 50% of the army supply locked in stasis?
That is a nasty situation. Losing the Oracle, not ideal. He is able to pick off a couple Marines right here. Ooh, double drop coming out from Ryung. Going to basically know that herO lost his scouting and also is going to be focused on picking off a couple units here. He sends this drop to the top side. It will still hit at this very, very early, talked about it before, the 6-minute timer where you delay the starport, and nice job right there. Ryung just barely getting the repair. But yeah, this very, very early timing. Obviously, it has to go around the map, so it takes a while, but he could get some massive damage done versus an unprepared herO.
That he could. You got to remember, though, herO, he is heavy on the gateway tech. That is how you advance out of this. Blink is done. Charge on the way. Wait, that's a recall. That's a dead stalker. Maybe two, because...
Oh, does get the second.
Wait, did herO... Oh, he had pylons on the map. I was like, how did herO know to recall right then? But the pylons will scout, and those are dead pylons, but herO absolutely will trade 100 minerals and 2 stalkers versus losing an entire probe line.
I was going to say, yeah, potentially even losing the game. That's the purpose of those pylons. You being caught out of position is much like being supply blocked. It's a fixable mistake that can catastrophically cost you in a game.
That it can. Steadfast, look at how quick the upgrades are here for herO as well. When we look at these setups, normally it's the Terran player getting ahead until double forge and then you move there, but +2 attack is going to be done pretty well timed out with the +1 armor of Ryung, especially if chronos are spent into it. And we're going to see, I think, double disruptor play out of this as well with the second robo coming down. Ryung's got some pressure on the map, but there is just so much stuff from herO outside of his third that I don't know how much he can get done here.
Yeah, there's this is just Ryung looking to trade efficiently for a while, and he is up in army supply. He's gotten himself just a decent macro play. Like his builds and his timings are looking very, very sharp. I feel like this is the cleanest game we've seen from Ryung, as weird as it is to say that, because this is the opponent that I was most scared about. We are going to see an engagement on the left side. Widowmines do burrow.
That's a great shot.
Oh, that's a huge shot on those zealots. And actually, the rest of the stalkers are going to retreat on out. Ryung will be able to turn about and pick off all of these zealots. Doesn't even lose. I think he only lost 1 more Marine on the retreat. Meanwhile, attack on the right side is going to come on in. Will get pushed away. But Ryung, he trade. Oh my God, look at the resources lost. He's traded so well in this game.
Wait, what has he lost? He's lost 11 Marines, 1 Marauder, 2 Widowmines. That's it. Sometimes this style that we see the Terran player going for is going to trade more efficiently because it's a lot of zealots. The Protoss gets ahead economically and tries to bludgeon the Terran with it. But this is insane. That being said, we do have Vikings on the way. Ryung, his tech transitions are there. We've been talking about it this entire, period of time that we've been casting Ryung. His ability to move forward into the game and not get stuck in earlier mid-game tech is a really strong point of his play. So Vikings coming out 2x2, Ghosts on the way, enhanced shockwaves. The one thing I would love to see from him, and I don't think we have it, is a second eBay. Yeah, he's only on 1, so he will fall behind on upgrades, assuming herO decides to keep doing that. Assuming herO decides to actually get the upgrades that he can afford.
Yeah, as it is, herO's not getting his +3 weapons or his +1 armor, and isn't showing signs of adding on an additional forge of his own. Disruptor shot does get easily avoided right there. We got a little zealot run by. Gonna cancel the 4th command center, which is, that's pretty nice. Meanwhile, couple bio units on the right side, very lost. End up getting picked off. It was Colossus to start and Disruptors to follow it up. And there's actually not enough units here to keep the Colossus safe from that Viking setup, so he has to drop a lot of panic force fields. Ooh, this Observer, very nice from herO. Spots this entire army. And another Zealot run by. Actually, this is the remaining 2 Zealots from the previous one.
Oh, wait a minute. Did that Disruptor just kill a lot of Zealots? I thought it did. Anyways, the army of Ryung is going to move on in, but Extended Thermal Lance is done now, so the Marauders no longer can really get on top of it as easily. And there we go. Disruptor out. Will knock down the Widowmine. But all of a sudden, we've been talking about a supply lead. It's expanded here. Ryung, he's got a 30 army supply lead. He's got 2 really powerful armies on both sides of the map. And for the next minute or so, he's just going to be trying to force herO out of position. Maybe catch herO when he's not looking at the right side army. Kill off a couple disruptors. Do whatever he can. Because he absolutely has... Wait, he's got a... Oh, look at this, Steadfast. He's setting up a massive surround here. And he's got to not lose that army on the north side just yet. Disruptor shots are going to go off. And look at this. Ryung springing his trap. There's nowhere for herO to run. He's got a recall, but even now it doesn't really matter. Stark is trying to take some positive trade, but that is not going to do anything. The Colossus go down. Disruptors as well. A brilliant engage from the Grandmaster Terran.
That was TY-esque right there. He baits the army into 2 separate locations, draws it in towards the top side, and then comes in with two heavy hammer blows, crushing it. Now, huge disruptor shot coming in from herO right there. Picks off a couple of ghosts and a good amount of bio. Ryung has not won this game yet, but he is very, very close to breaking through. And I think a lot of these, actually all the disruptors are on cooldown. If Ryung just clicks the Nexus, it will go down.
There we go. Disruptor's going to go out, which means they're going to start to come off cooldown once again. But again, the 4th base is delayed. Stalkers actually doing a surprising amount of damage to this. They've been doing this for quite a while. EP's blanketing the disruptors. It's so much harder for them to fight now. But Steadfast, that shot around the 4th base, it is the only reason that herO is in this game. Ryung is going to have to split. It's a decent shot. And the army supplies are actually starting to equalize a good bit here. Despite everything, that was a masterful engage from Ryung on the top side, but a couple big disruptors have brought herO back into this game, and now it is herO's turn to get aggressive on the map. It is herO's turn to force Ryung back. Now he gets closer to his resupply, and I don't know. Wait, look at this. We got another big flank coming on in. Disruptors are going to start to go down. Snipes. The disruptor shot will happen at the end of the day, but that one's going to not land at all. But we still have some more here. Vikings let land. They're not doing much of anything. But Ryung, he is on the chase here. Once again, more and more disruptors are falling. He's got to chase the army, though. Letting it sit when it is this slow is not what you want to do. Another masterful engagement from the Master Tactician.
That was, oh man, that was such a, so close to being a disaster for both sides. We had Ryung almost take some big disruptor shots right there, and herO barely escaping out with like 3 of his own disruptors. Some nice retreating blink micro from him towards the tail end. Hard to say who comes out ahead from there. I think it was, Ryung still has a small lead in this game, but it's not the massive lead that he had earlier, that is for sure. And we are going to see him split up his army into 2 groups once again. Ooh, very aggressive blink forward here. And the Stalkers kind of blocking the Zealots just a little bit. And as a result, Ryung gets a better trade on the way out than I expected him to. Meanwhile, army on the left side is going to find its Nexus. Once again rebuilt, once again out of position here for herO. If we see a click down on this Nexus, no, actually herO's going to get here in time.
Well, is he? That's, I mean, there are 3 disruptors, but that's not a lot of army there. Okay, Ryung's going to back up anyways. It's crazy.
Ooh, DTs.
Oh, they actually, it looks like they went in once and didn't get much of anything.
Yeah, they don't have their blink yet. Oh my god, huge doom drop into the main base.
Oh, they're going to get the Dark Shrine too if that's what they choose to target fire down. So no blink DTs. We got a couple Starks warping in, but that's not going to matter much of anything here. Dark Shrine goes down. No blink, no late game power for herO in this game. And 23 probes die because Ryung, he's playing like Byun in this game. He's got attacks everywhere. All the disruptors go down. DTs will be able to clean up the rest of this. Actually, wait, will they? The army's rallying in. The Widow Mines and the EMPs are so damn good. Ryung, he was looking good. You said, well, maybe the lead is not as big as it was. A lot of that supply, that lead, it was filtered away. But that was because Ryung was investing in his future. He got a second eBay. He has extended range liberators on the way. All of these things that don't exactly correlate to army supply. But now Ryung has opened up a chasm between him and herO in this game. His 5th base on the way. herO barely on a 4th. My God, I had herO 2-0 in this series as much as I've been praising Ryung, but he is looking insane in this lower bracket run.
Absolutely dominating this. It is looking so good. Now we are going to see a Phoenix from herO able to force these medevacs out of position. But now Ryung says, okay, well, I know your army's waiting for me to send these medevacs away. I'm going to pick off your 4th for free then. and he'll still get the medevacs out. Oh, and it's one with 20 HP. Almost a full payload is going to be able to drop. Oh, is it? Oh, God. Oh, God. Hello?
Wait, is it? Wait.
Oh, he's going to fully unload. Only one unit went down, and now the disruptors, they get EMP'd. One of them will go down. Another one going to, just barely get saved by the fire of those Colossi. herO does take a good trade and actually evens the army supply out. The problem is the economy. Ryung is just so far up in eco. He scans the bottom right to see if there is a fourth base, and he knows his opponent's only on these 3 Nexi, which means there's hardly any mining at all.
Yeah, Ryung is doubling the income of herO at this point, so he has to take the most cost-effective trades possible. But Steadfast, look at the resources lost. Ryung had this massive lead early, but it's only increased. It's now up to 5,000. So it would be very easy for Ryung into this game to say, I am massively ahead. I don't care about my trades anymore. I just need to hit you with my wallet. Even if I trade poorly, you can't reinforce. But Ryung is not doing that. He's taking cost-effective trades across the board, and he sees, okay, the fourth base on the way once again. I see your Colossus. I see what tech you have. And despite it being heavily Colossus, 4 Liberators are on the way, because at a certain point, even if you have Colossus on the field to clear the bio, critical mass is a thing. +3 attack or +3 armor just about done. I guess Ryung rounding out his upgrades as he looks for another way in. Or he says, look, your entire army is defending your fourth base. Okay, let me send half my army down to the bottom side. I can still probably win both fights and put pressure on your third base as well.
Yeah, and if there was a greedy 5th base, oh my God, those EMPs hit so much. If there was a greedy 5th base, he's able to shut that down. Oh, and the Vikings are going to be able to take out 2. Oh, the battery overcharge actually going to protect that second Colossus. The first Colossus did fall, and we will see herO sending Ryung retreating with this main army. There are Liberators coming on in. They've got their +2 weapons, which means they 2-shot Stalkers instead of 3-shotting them. That massive power spike for those Liberators. Ooh, Disruptors are going to come on in, but Ryung doing a great job avoiding them. Actually takes down 2. Oh, that one Disruptor will get taken down. Was that an F2? He just, like, sent the Purification Novas back in. They got taken out anyways. Ryung, I think he has done it here. I think he's broken through. He's going to find the base on the right side. Will take down the third base of herO and a Disruptor as well. This is getting out of hand for herO now. Oh,
but we got the big fight at the end of things. herO, he's on Colossus, Disruptor, and Run, but there's nothing that kills the Liberators. There are no Stalkers on the field anymore. GG Ryung. He takes game 1.
Unbelievable play from the Korean Terran. He is playing so damn well. I thought he was playing well this whole run. This is the best game we've seen from him. Turns out, you give him some food and he powers up even harder.
And this was all part of his plan. He says, herO, I'm going to take you away from the game for a minute. We're going to give you some tasty food. It's going to sit in your stomach. And I'm going to get all the energy I need immediately, turning it into whatever he needs. Holy crap, Steadfast. herO, remember, he only lost to Maru by 1 game in the GSL Super Tournament, a month ago. And that was an extremely close series. While that game took 18 minutes, it did not look close.
No, it didn't. It looked like supreme confidence out of Ryung right there. That looks like Maru playing, to be honest. Maru or Cure, or it looked like one of the players that I think of as a TVP god or a TVP legend. That did not look like a player who has been back for a very short period of time. This is insane.
Yeah, remember, well, actually, I guess Ryung's been back a little bit longer, but both these players, quick to return. herO only just got signed to Dragon Phoenix Gaming in June of this last year. He's had 6 months, I guess closer to 8 months now, to prep and come back, which makes this appearance all the more impressive. But we also got to remember, Ryung, he qualified to Katowice off of GSL qualifier points. He did not make it into a single big tournament this last year. It was all on the occasional EPT Cup, but again, getting those 65 points, those 85 points, whatever it is, in the GSL qualifiers by moving to qualifying matches. And even before he went to the military, he was not some world beater like herO was. herO, right before he went to military, he was top 4 at Katowice. Ryung, downslide. Absolutely. I was not even sure he was going to come back from the military. And here he is, making herO look extremely mortal. This is, I mean, I've said this has got to be his best performance in the last, what, 5-6 years?
Yeah, it is insane. And he is not a young lad. He is 31 years old, going on 32 in April. For him to be playing like this is so incredible. I am so impressed and I'm so excited. And I just hope we see more of this as we get into game number 2 on Glittering Ashes.
Yeah, Steadfast. What a series. We're only in game 1, but I think I can say this confidently. What a series to end it on. And by the way, as you said, Glittering Ashes, this has got to be a map that favors the way Ryung wants to play.
Oh, yeah. Bases are kind of segmented off from one another a little bit more. There's lots of, different attack angles. It is a little bit more difficult to do the maneuver that he did in that first game where he collapsed in on the army from multiple angles. But if you keep scanning the way he has, I'm going to talk about it a little bit more, but we'll talk about it a little bit more, how you could do it.
All right. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. Spawning up at the top right. Looking like a 19-year-old with that play right there. Looking like he is not... looking like he's in his prime. It is Team GP's Ryung.
And his opponent in the bottom left, in the red. His tournament life on the line. One of the favorites of the round of 36. Can he do it here? He is for Dragon Phoenix Gaming. herO.
So that maneuver from Ryung that got him into such a great position in game number 1, the kind of split your army, force your opponent to split, and go after it was all possible because he was so comfortable overusing scans. He used scans so often in that game. At one point, it felt like he threw down 4 scans at once just to figure out exactly where his opponent's army is. And it's that kind of information. StarCraft 2 is a game of information. When you know everything there is to know about your opponent, you are going to get huge advantages. And it's so nice to see that Ryung is taking the lessons and the strengths that he showed in the other matchup, in the TBT matchup, and what he's so well known for, and uses that to go after a similar type victory in TVP. It is so amazing to see that.
Yeah, we've been talking about it this entire run of Ryung, and we've been lucky to cover a lot of his games where it's not about the micro. You say he's looking like 19. I didn't see insane micro in that series, in that game number 1, or any of the games he's played today. Maybe some good multitasking. I've just seen incredible decision-making. You talk about being able to see the map. Absolutely. We used to call it star sense. The ability to understand what is happening based off extremely limited information. And that has defined Ryung's run here in the lower bracket in this tournament, where you don't have the opportunity to prep for all 16 players that you might run into. It's just not going to happen. You don't have the time. So in this game, if you just understand the game supremely deeply, it's going to work out extremely well in your favor. As we're going to see the Marines try to take the fight, the probe goes down to start. But that's going to be just a trade. Free probe, there we go. But what it does here, by having the Marines out on the map, the natural completes. Look at this. Got a 2-1-1 coming up.
I think this is the same build that he's been going for up to this point. We'll keep an eye on if he throws down that third barracks. Yeah, he's just getting the Cyclone. He knows that his opponent is, teammates with Zest and has been going for this build as well. I expect we'll just see the single Oracle into Twilight Council once again. And it's worth noting that game number 1 started off with things going poorly for herO, losing that Oracle. Losing that Oracle is really, really unfortunate in terms of how you want to play it, because you want to be constantly dropping Revelations. Okay. He's going to go for the same build, but he's adding on a Phoenix as well. That's going to delay your blink, though. Yeah, like, significantly. Like, that's a lot of gas expenditure at this point.
And you don't ever just get one Phoenix, too. Oh, wait. Okay, they're firing down to the Adept, but it's going to be fine. My understanding of this build, and again, it is rather new to the current meta, but... Oh, did he cancel it?
Okay, he canceled it, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that makes a bit more sense. What? Huh?
I'm not sure.
I don't know what he... Yeah, I don't know what he would have had, like, why he would have started it. I'm very confused. But, sorry, go on.
Yeah, my understanding of this build, it doesn't really matter now because herO is following the understanding of my build, but it's the Oracle for map control and then just a lot of blink, or for map vision and map understanding and maybe some worker damage, and then Stalkers for map control and the ability to prevent the +1 combat shield push from running across the map, making sure that you can delay long enough. Phoenix absolutely throws the spanners in those timings, but herO's doing it anyways. And Ryung, we're seeing him do what we saw him do to Creator in the last Glittering Ashes map. The map that he did lose, by the way, but I'm sorry, that was games 1 and 3 that he did that, so the games he actually won.
Yeah, he tried to do it on Hardwire as well, but he ran into that Colossus drop build, and the Colossi were a big problem for him. We are going to be seeing the Quick Forge once again. Proxy Pylon, I think this is just to warp in extra units for, you know, light pressure, and so that he can get these units across the map. He is going to go for the same thing, but it is very, very, very important to note he did not lose the Oracle this time, herO. And he's been able to constantly keep tabs on his opponent's army. He's not going to get, you know, something getting the drop on him. And in fact, he's actually going to use this Oracle to blink into the main base. Combat shields and stim are done. So this is actually going to be a huge set of losses for herO. He's going to lose so many Stalkers. How many Stalkers just went down? Oh, wow. It's only 2?
But
okay, it felt like so many more.
Still, it's 2 Stalkers, a bunch more taking damage for a Marine and a Cyclone. That's, oh, that medevac got to be very careful. Don't get blinked upon, but it's going to be fine. And again, we're seeing herO look to bait with the stasis, force the army out, make something happen. Ryung is going to get caught by it again. This time, feels like maybe even more than the last. And the Oracle is out. And herO, by the way, he has warping potential. There's a gateway on the map here. He's adding a couple more. He's going up to 6 gateways. herO, yeah, he's got a 3rd base. But he is committing a lot more pressure to this build than he did in the game number 1. And Ryung, he's out on the map. It's not going to get scouted. Medevac goes down, but the bunker has been salvaged. herO, he's looking to punish this, but you got to remember, stim combat shields +1, it's all done. Ryung not going for the drop anymore. He realizes the problem that he's in is the Oracle does go down, and the Stalkers, they have to blink back.
That they do, but this did give it. The Oracle was still very valuable. It is really unfortunate that they lost that. Oh, look at that Adept. Very, very nice. Seeing eye Adept right there. And we're going to see the Stalkers blinking back to try and chase this. Oh, I like this maneuver from Ryung. He knows herO's going to be on the hunt for him. Oh, recall?
Okay.
Okay, so I guess he didn't want to show this. I think he still did show it. Scan comes down. Doesn't really get much information with that. He sees that the gas will get started up there. herO would have been nice if he had just waited, you know, an extra couple seconds to like not show that information, but you're kind of wrapped up in your build sometimes. Oh, this could be really bad for herO. There's no recall.
Oh God, he's got him. He's got every single one. Nothing's getting out of here. You can't do that one, herO. That's a little bit too greedy. I guess 2 will get out, but man, Ryung with the surrounds in this series, and now he's up 30 army supply. The world is his oyster, and yeah, charge is done, but very few Zealots are on the field. It's only 8. But Ryung looks like he's not going to bring his army together. Still playing on the edge of things.
That felt like a Polt maneuver right there, where you get your opponent's army from the other side. Doom drop coming into the main base. It's not even the whole army. It's only about half of it, but it will get into a great position. Charge lots will not dislodge this, and he is setting up to depower a lot of these pylons. We do have a Zealot run by on the other side, but Ryung has plenty to deal with this. No, SCV's going down somewhere.
Oh,
meanwhile, on the
pulled.
right side. Oh, pulled. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like Ryung could have gotten so many pylons there and just annihilated the production of herO for quite a while. Instead, he opted to go for the Cybercore and actually not kill it. But man, there was absolutely an Artosis pylon that would have depowered like 5 gateways. As we will see the Zealots, the last of them, they get cleaned up. And Ryung again, playing on the edge of things, waiting for that timing where maybe he can bring his army together and really, really do some damage. But for now, it's drips and drabs, bits and pieces, as again, he is just, his understanding of the map is so good in this game. He always has an army intercepting wherever herO is out on the map. This is really impressive.
This feels like he trained specifically to play against the Zest style. The Zest style of, you know, constant units all around the map, Zealot run-bys, I like to call it the rocker gateway, although Zest is kind of now taking that over. It's so cool. Also, something earlier, so the reason those Stalkers lived was the very common Terran issue of forgetting combat shields. It's the new concussive shells. It's the new combat shields. The upgrade that you forget. Widowmine does get set up here. Will get a void. Oh no, it doesn't. How did it fire? It fired as it died. Gets 6 probes. That's so painful. We're gonna see Zealots coming back home, but Ryung will be able to retreat. Oh,
got a boost. Got a boost.
Boost on cooldown. Oh, they get away. But now the army. Oh my God, this is so much tech.
Oh,
this is so much tech.
There is. Oh, he's gonna get a. Oh, if he gets the robo there, he's gonna target. Oh, Widow Mines as well. The Colossus have to be very careful. And one's gonna tank a shot, but we will not see Extended Thermal Lance go down. herO, his entire army is here, and he has chase potential. The medevacs don't look like they have boosts just yet. The army is just gonna be left behind to die. That was big. It could have been so much more so, but I don't know that herO knows about those 4 Widow Mines. That is probe transfer damage. That is maybe some Colossus. Okay, never mind, he unburrowed. But Widow Mines in the natural herO, he's gonna react in time. All is good for now.
Yes, it is. Avoids a potentially catastrophic situation. Those Widow Mines, those were definitely some unfriendly fire Widow Mines. Those got a lot of damage to the army. If Ryung had managed to unburrow those and reburrow them basically as the Colossus were walking over top, maybe that goes entirely differently. I think I also would have loved to have seen Ryung commit all the way up the ramp. All the way up the ramp. Oh. It's so difficult.
They're still there?
Oh, yeah, and they fired. He doesn't have detection.
Does he have a...
He has one observer, but it's on the other side of the map, and he's building another one right now. Oh, wow. I just took for granted that they wouldn't be able to fire again.
Yeah, so did I. I thought it looked like herO was reacting to it, but apparently not. And now, as close as these army supplies are, as decent as the upgrades are, as we can see a gateway not get sniped, but get close. herO's disruptor shots have been really weird this series. We saw him kill a bunch of his Zealots in game 1. He's just had a lot of Zealots. There were disruptors that go in weird spots, and now we're going to have Ryung look to stim up the ramp. Not a lot of Vikings, but EMPs blanket everything, and it's a big concave here. Extended Thermal Lance is done, so at least there's that, but it's an army on blink and run. One Colossus goes down. Ryung with the splits, trying to chase things down. He's not going to get all the tech he wants. And I think maybe he overchased just a little bit. It looked so good to start, though.
And it still looks good for him in this game and in this series. He is up, 25, almost 25 army supply, or about 20 army supply. He's on 2-2 versus 2-0. No additional upgrades for herO just yet. He's got that +3 weapons just approaching the halfway point. And he actually has to kill one of these pylons because units on the right side cannot fit through. Look, this disruptor can't get out. It can't fit through this location.
Oh, or I guess you can recall it.
Okay, that is a very bad usage of recall. If he needs recall in the next, 2.5, what is it, like 2 minutes? 2.5 minutes?
Whatever the timing is, yeah.
That could be really, really bad. And that would technically be a forced error because the mistake would have come as a result of some weirdness coming in. We're going to see Blink TTs get in here. Nice lift from Ryung, but he's going to lose a lot of SCVs. Main fight in the middle of the map. What? So there's disruptors here. You can't really jump on this as Ryung. DTs. Oh, they are going to get cleaned up.
All but one, I think.
All but one, yeah. Yeah. Looks like. And you know what? As Ryung, I'm totally fine losing 12 SCVs if I kill off 7 DTs.
And I keep my base alive, which is the big deal.
Exactly.
I've talked to pros about this, and they say, no, it's still good for the planetary because of mixed damage and things that are not DTs. But I almost feel like the play is you just put orbitals there and you lift them up, and then the DT blinks in, you're like, okay, well, I'm going to lose some SCVs. I have extra mules. It'll be fine. It's not quite the play, but we have Ryung. Now he's going to find the fourth base here. There's not a lot to defend. In fact, all the Stalkers warping in. They're not going to get too much. Ryung, you got to split against that, though. Those are massive shots. The army of Ryung falling apart here. So you got to fight on the other side of the map, though. Maybe this one is a little bit more impactful as one Colossus survives. All the disruptors go down. And at the end of the day, both players, they win a fight and they lose a fight. But it feels like maybe Ryung's fight was slightly more impactful.
It does seem that way. That was still a good thing for herO, because if he hadn't gotten those disruptor shots, it would be a dead fourth base. Oh, these Marauders, they're actually gonna, oh yeah, just kill it. Yeah, it's dead. Yeah, Marauders do not give a crap about Colossus with that low on the HP. Overall, that did, yeah, go in favor of Ryung just a little bit. Man, what a firecracker of a game and a firecracker of a series here.
That it was, and now you got to be very careful. herO's army, despite everything, it feels like he's taking these negative trades, and he's 7,000 resources down. But somehow, despite that, despite having his base denied and mining denied, he's sitting here on roughly equal army supply. He still has comeback potential. Liberators, they're going to siege up. There are no Colossus in this army. Liberators are so gosh darn good here. The Stalkers are looking to run on forward. Disruptor shots not really going to land just yet, but there are more where they came from. We're going to see Ryung trying to target things down. EPs blanket the army. Disruptors, they're running forward as the Stalkers are trying to take this fight, but they don't have enough. The Liberator sieging up now. herO on the ropes in this game number 2 as Ryung, the rally's coming on in. There's no tech anymore, Steadfast. herO, he's down to half the supply. The fourth base, it's not even gonna matter anymore, although Ryung will stay to kill it. It's a cancel. Ryung with the death blow in this game 2.
He is up so much in supply. He's gonna lift up, avoids the Liberator, drops back down because there's nothing to stop him. herO, he is gonna fire out one Hail Mary disruptor shot. Hell no, says Ryung. He is looking to go to a qualifying match. Ryung, the 31-year-old, doesn't stay quit. He says, you know what, I don't get older, I get wiser. Another disruptor falls, third one falls. Ryung, 100 supply up. GG is called.